Okay, we'll call to order the regular monthly meeting for the town of Ixonia. Roll call, please.
Brian Durkee.
Here.
Dave Kester.
Here.
Amy Renard. Here. Dan Rupnow.
Here.
Rick Ziegler.
Present.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, approval of minutes from the November 10th meeting and the November 17th and November 24th. It was a busy month.
Busy.
Well, I'll move approval of all three sets of minutes.
Second it?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, or the minutes are approved. Public comment, persons wishing to speak, are there any join?
I have nothing on my paper.
Okay, that was easy. Treasurer's financial report for November 2025.
I've got a question on a couple checks.
Okay,
Burke Truck, 31312 is the number, 1120 is the date, the amount, 139,775. Just inform me what that is.
So that, that's the new plow truck that we purchased. It is now going off to Brook Truck to get fitted for the plow and all of that
Okay.
goes on it. So that was,
And we paid before the work?
yeah.
Wow, okay. Next, Menards, same date, 31/32/6 for $1,074.33.
Well, that's various departments going to Menards
Okay,
and purchasing.
it's just not one. It's-
Right, no, it's
okay.
multiple departments.
Okay. And this is minor, a typo on page 30, with no parking on Marinetta. There's page 30 on my computer.
Is that in the
It
financial
reads,
report?
is that part of financial?
no, it's not, sorry, okay.
We didn't get there.
We're finished, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Is that check for Kartechner Brothers, is that the final payment to them then?
No,
One more?
there'll be one more this year, and then there'll be a, retainer that'll be paid next year.
Oh, right. That's for next year's work.
Yep.
Yeah, and that, just to reiterate, that Card Techner was approved at the last meeting.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think I asked the same question.
does someone care to make a motion?
I'll move to approve the treasurer's report for November.
Second,
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Treasurer's report is great, subject to audit. Okay, Jefferson County Supervisor, Bruce.
Not a whole lot going on, but just want to report on, last week Friday, county had a legislative breakfast again where they have all the legislatures there in the different townships and villages and cities. And it was very well attended, a lot of information. One of the things is the Assembly Bill 559 has gone through and, the committees approved it and everything, so now it's gotta go to the legislature in their session to find out, what they'll do with it. This is to do with the monies from the LNG facility. And so that's in the works yet, keeping on going. A lot of things were brought up and not so much on the legislative end, but the cities and the villages, a lot of them talked about all the activity that's going on in the different areas as far as housing, because there's a big demand for housing. And that, so, a lot of them were reporting on their housing activities and what's going on as far as, industry and that, but it was kinda interesting. They all were talking about this, but none of them talked about the infrastructure that might need to be put in place in the cities and the villages, you know, so obviously they're not too worried about that. Well, then the townships talked, and every one of the townships that spoke there, the issues came up about fire and EMS coverage. So it's a big issue in the townships. So that's what we're trying to work towards with this EMS work group committee, is to come up with a viable cause or a way of helping out the townships and everybody in the county, because we gotta do it for everybody, to subsidize the EMS services. So along with that, Wednesday morning, we have our EMS committee meeting, and I've taken it upon myself, that we are going to break down one community and show what it's gonna cost to go to a full-time EMS service in that community. And naturally, that's gonna be Exonia. So, we're gonna break down what it'll cost to go to enough EMTs for 24/7 coverage, 7 days a week. And at, what housing's gonna cost, you know, on a temporary basis, if we'd have to put temporary housing in, and try and come up with a cost, you know, and show everybody what, each department, what this is gonna cost them to do this, those of them that aren't 24/7 coverage right now. So, excuse me. The reason I bring it up, because if it gets out in the paper or whatever, we never know if there's gonna be a news media there. And this is just a exercise. This is nothing set in stone or whatever, you know, so if they put it out there that Exonia's gonna go 24/7 on ambulance coverage, it's just because I'm providing this as an exercise for us to work on. So, that's all I've got. Anybody got any questions? Dick?
Bruce, you talked about AB 555. I called
Fif-
right,
559.
559. I called right away and, talked to my legislators, and one of them wasn't even aware of what it was about.
Right.
So, I hope by now they all are on.
Well, I hope so too, and that, you know, when we went to Madison on it, you know, that was just when it was going into committee. So, right now, the committee should be talking with all the legislatures on this, and hopefully some of the lobbyists and all of that. When it's gonna come up into the session, I don't know. Nobody knew that yet for sure, but they're hoping in the next 2 sessions that this will come up. Yeah. So. But that might very well be that nobody knew about it, you know.
I would still encourage everyone to
Yeah.
contact their
Yeah,
legislators.
I mean,
and talk to them.
definitely, read your legislature and make sure that they
Yeah.
know about it and
Yeah.
everything, so.
Bruce, any word on AB 7's out there too, and that has to do with.
What's that?
AB 7, Assembly Bill 7 is out there too right now,
And,
and getting it's related to local control, more local control over who comes into the community.
nothing was said at that legislative
Okay.
meeting. That's something I guess a guy would have to ask about, you know,
Okay.
and see, if I see one of the representatives, I'll ask about it, and
It's out there and it's in the wind, I don't know what kind of, traction it's got, but it's intended to provide more control for the local communities, so. We've talked before about the PSC coming in and saying that we're gonna do here, this is what we're gonna do and why, and we don't have a say,
Right.
depending on the volume, the size.
I'll ask the question tomorrow when I'm at county board meeting, you know.
If you would,
somebody-
that'd be great.
You know, Michael might know about it already and everything, because he follows that legislature
Yeah.
pretty good, because he was part of that at Madison so
Yeah,
he knows all the ins and outs.
It did not come up at WTA the 2 weeks
Okay.
prior, so I just got wind of it in the last week or so.
I'll do some checking. All right.
Okay, thanks, Bruce. Okay, unfinished. Update on Chemtech, industrial waste. Stan, you wanna take that, or should I?
No, I mean, I'd be glad to. So, we have been obviously in discussions with Chemtech about the problems that have occurred since the time when we had our problem with the new wastewater treatment facility. It came down at the end that there would be 2 recommendations. By the way, in the interim, they have told us that they're hauling all of their stuff other than flushing their toilets to off-site. Now, that has caused a problem in another one of my municipalities, city of Oconomowoc, because some of the stuff that they sent over there caused the same stuff that we had. So now they are evidently intent on making sure that it goes to a facility that doesn't, where, won't create those problems. But the staff, chair, I have talked about the situation. There are 2 options going forward. One, put a plug in it so there's no flow coming, out of their plant into our system, which that plug can be removed if somebody else comes in there is more user-friendly to us. Second, at their expense, put in an observation manhole, sampling manhole, so that we can make sure that if something happens at our plant, we can go out there and we can check it to see whether it's coming from them. It is a situation where there is more effluent coming upstream from them, going past them, and then going to our plant. So that was part of the problem with absolutely nailing down, identifying the fact that they were the problem in the first instance, because it's a proof situation. Staff recommends putting the plug in. It will be a relatively inexpensive endeavor for them. We would make them pay all of it, something on the order of $5,500. And, initially, their lawyer, who I get along with very well, wrote me and said, either way is okay. And then after I sent that note, that I think we were gonna go the plug route, he said, he kind of backed off of that. So I have not talked to him since, pending tonight. And this is sort of an operational situation. I don't like to see my municipal bodies micromanage these situations. I think it's more of a situation to report to you, do you have any problem with following the recommendation of your utility staff and your engineer, who agrees?
No problem.
So they recommend the plug, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So it clears up our question, or his question, is if it really was him, if it went to another facility and it did the same thing.
I don't want to get into that.
You-
I'm not going to
okay,
get into that.
okay, but I'm just saying.
We've already said we're not going after him for that.
Right.
Because we're going to have him put in the sampling manhole. But then, when we had that situation in my other community, which I got involved in, and we didn't like it very much, that came back to the forefront. So, just want to get sort of the nod from you folks.
Yeah.
Do you agree to let staff kind of run this thing?
Well, I
Yeah.
would go forward in my thinking with the plug, then
To-
there's no question
Yeah.
where his waste is going. It's going out, carried out.
The plug is fine, but to a point, if there's something else, I don't think I think we should be notified and think about it, okay?
I'm sorry.
I said the plug, that's fine,
Yeah.
but I think anything else beyond that, we should be
Okay.
notified and be able to.
Well, I think they've settled on the plug.
That's the engineer's recommendation, staff's recommendation.
Yep.
I would support that, absolutely.
Okay, very good.
How soon can that happen?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Do they have to get people to do it, or do we?
No, we do it.
Okay, we do it and bill them.
We're gonna dig down 3-4 feet, we're gonna put a plug in, we're gonna
Okay.
bury it, and We're gonna send them a bill.
Okay, that's the way we should do it.
I was kinda surprised. They described it just like a big stopper, like a cork, that you put in a bottle.
Ben, do we have that situation with any other facilities? Where we,
Not, we plugged one time after there was a fire at a place and we plugged the one was gone. But that-
relatively straightforward process?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then nothing comes from them to us with the plug.
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
The plug fails, it goes right in the ground.
Except the toilet.
We have already abandoned any recourse for prior.
You have. That's what you directed me to do.
Okay, is everybody in agreement? No more discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow the plug goes in, Ben?
No,
Well,
it's not tomorrow.
no, the process will start.
Okay.
But, okay, moving on to new business. Consider impossible action regarding the 2026 fee schedule for resolution 2025-9.
We've seen all this before.
It was in your
It was in
last
our-
month's packet.
Last month's back.
So, the numbers out to the right are,
No.
yes, they're the recommended changes.
I had just one question about the right-of-way permit. $100 or a $5,000 bond. Who decides which is what?
Generally, the company that we've got rapport with, the $100 for the permit fee, if it's a new company and they're boring, if they'd be boring underneath the road, and they're, in the roadway, they're used to the $5,000 bond to make sure that the work is executed.
Shouldn't it be $100 plus the bond for a new outfit? I mean, I don't know, maybe that's the way it always was.
It's how it's written in the ordinance,
Okay.
is that it's the permit fee or the bond.
Okay.
So under alcohol licenses, there, in the fee schedule, it shows that you're charging a $200 fee for a 6-month Class B beer license. You're only allowed to charge half the price, so for 6 months, it's half a year, and you only charge $100. By law, we're only allowed maximum $100. So that's just kind of a cleanup item to drop it down to the 50.
Oh.
And then.
$50 per 6 months, is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Get rid of the 200.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the operator's license is $25. Our background checks that we do through the Department of Justice are $7 each. So that's why I was suggesting that we increase that to 35 to recoup our costs, because before they were only using CCAP, which was free. Circuit court cap, so whatever CCAP is, doesn't capture everything in a background check. It's only circuit court, not municipal court. So that's why we switched it over to the Department of Justice. So that's a suggestion to go up the $10 to help cover those fees, which then, of course, we have to pay it with a credit card. So, and then the provisional operator license, that you guys only charge 10, and the state says we can charge 15. We don't really do any of those, but it's just kind of a cleanup item. The next one was a cigarette license. You guys charge $50. You're allowed by state to charge $100. So, I mean, we only issue one license. I mean, if you want to change it, you can. I was suggesting that we went up at least $25. It's up to you guys. And then you've got the direct sellers where we do a $50 annual license, but then we have some people that come in and only want to do like a day or something. So we thought that we, could charge a $10 daily fee. And then your late fee on dog licensing, you only charge $5 for a late fee, and that's after April 1st. Some municipalities are charging like $20 a dog for a late fee. So I guess I just, I'm suggesting increasing that at $5, but I mean, again, it's up to you.
I got a question, Joanne.
I'm sorry?
I got a question.
Yep.
On this line here, 6-month Class B, I see 200, and then what's the 50 off the side?
She just explained it.
I know, I didn't catch it.
So, I mean, for whatever reason, I don't know who put that in there, whatever, how long it's been in there, they charge $200 for the Class B license, which a Class B license is only allowed maximum $100 per year. So I'm just doing a house cleaning item and changing that to $50 for a 6-month license.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then on the second page, the fire number, new or replacement, it's showed as 45. We are charging $62 because that's actual cost. So
Makes sense.
I just wrote that in there so that it gets.
And we're not installing those are
Yes.
just delivered to the resident, right?
Nope, that's installed.
That's installed.
That's the purchase of it and installing it.
Yes.
I gotta think it's cost more than, even if it's a 10-minute job, to take a vehicle out and, does that cover our cost?
Yeah, I figured in for, 15 minutes of work and put the full stuff and replace the sign.
Being conservative.
Yeah.
All right.
Calvin, you can explain the fire inspection stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone have any questions about it, or?
I think you already said that these are pretty standard for other municipalities, even
Yeah,
though
the
they
square-
seem like some of them are doubling or some of them are doubling. Maybe we were a little low initially.
Yeah, really the only thing that's, the same with like other communities is the square footage, range. You go to Western Lakes and they're charging way more than, Seaman, so I just kind of picked the medium of the numbers. Really, there's only a handful of buildings that are over that 200,000 square foot right now. But with future growth, I think it's important to have this set up already. Bigger buildings takes longer to inspect, usually more violations. And it just makes it fair. Right now it's $30 per building, so if your building's 1,000 square feet or 200,000 square feet, you're gonna charge the same.
Yeah, no, you're right, I agree.
Well, the only thing I question on that a little bit is, yes, a bigger building takes longer to inspect and everything, but the bigger building also pays more taxes. And I mean, I don't know how you weigh it out, but I mean, they're also contributing a lot more in the tax base.
Well, all the buildings pay taxes.
I realize, but a bigger one pays more is what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
of course they do,
Yeah,
but this
Well,
is,
okay,
it doesn't make any difference. He still has to walk the building and inspect it.
Yeah.
And it's not figured in his tax bill. So, I don't think that's,
I think it's the same.
you gotta cover a cost too.
Kellen, any idea when the last time those were changed?
We did do a revamp in 2024.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 21, I thought I recalled.
We proposed this in 2024, but it
Wasn't adopted?
yeah, it wasn't given to you guys like this, so.
Well, there's significant increases.
Yeah, they are.
On those inspectable occupancy charges for churches, schools, municipal buildings, are those new then? Cause
No.
they're in that, okay,
No, we inspect them right now, and those prices didn't go up
all
any.
right.
I kept those all the same.
They've all pretty much doubled.
Yeah.
Should we tone it down a little bit?
It's up to you guys, I mean,
The park rental fees, were those also run past the Park and Rec Board? Rick,
No,
no?
no, okay.
Did you say no?
Calvin,
Yes, Peter said no.
in your reinspection fees, you've got first inspection, no charge, second reinspection at 75, third reinspection at 75, then you've got a blank at 125. I'm guessing that should have been the fourth, and then the fourth at 200.
So it should, what I have here, so first inspection, there's no charge.
Right,
Second reinspection, $75.
Yep.
Third reinspection, $125.
okay,
And then if we go back a fourth time, $200.
okay.
So that's,
These are rarely given to anybody.
Understood.
If the business is working with us, if they're slowly working on the violations, we work with them.
Yeah, the 125 was just a down the line, that's all. And do we have staff that can conduct fire inspection?
Yes. Both Trevor and I are licensed fire
Okay.
inspectors, as well as Josh Nettesheim, Josh Bull.
Okay,
There's probably 8 of us.
okay.
So like these bigger buildings, what is your timeframe do you think it takes you to go through, I mean, on an average?
On average, it's probably close to 2 hours for the bigger, like both Creative Pack buildings are over 200,000 square feet, and then G&D machining is over 200,000 square feet. So probably over 2 hours.
A lot of things to look at in those buildings.
And those are the only 3 buildings that are over 200,000 square feet in the entire township.
are all the inspections done for this present year, Calvin?
We got like 10.
10 left? Will they then get the new fee then? Okay.
Well, I mean, to go up 100%, that's a lot in my mind. And second of all, I mean, if you're trying to encourage growth out here and you're trying to encourage people to be here, you know, we can't just keep taking their taxes and not applying it towards anything. I mean, somewhere along the line, tax base has to be considered in some of these things as part of why they pay taxes. I mean, if they don't get any services, I mean, but that's up to you guys. That's just my take on it.
We have a fire department and an
I understand.
EMS department. Our taxes do go for something. And
I'm-
$200 inspection fee for somebody building, what is it, 200,000 square foot building? That's like nothing in terms
Yeah,
of
it's
putting a
$100
building up.
nowadays. It's $100 nowadays, and it's just like,
Calvin, can you reiterate the alignment with these fees in the area?
Yeah,
I just think it's too much at once.
so, I don't know what Watertown's charging,
I don't
they're going
think
through a
it's a-
Cost
restructuring
of doing
phase right
business.
I
now.
get shut down.
Western Lakes charges quite a bit more than
You don't agree, so.
Other municipalities, it kind of just is, like Waterloo, they don't charge any of the city building or city occupants for building inspections, but all the townships that they cover, they charge them, and I believe it's $60 a year. So,
So a question, the revenue that would be gained from these fees, would that go then toward the fire department and the costs for that, or does a fee go into the general?
it just goes to the general fund.
Pardon?
It goes to the general fund right now, I
Okay.
believe. if you wanna look at it like it's washing out something,
Yeah.
you can, but.
Well, I think our general fund certainly can use more revenue, so I would support then, the changes that you're suggesting.
Somebody wanna make a motion?
I'll make a
We
motion.
didn't go through
Yeah,
all of the fees.
Yeah, we're not done yet, are we?
no. So if you go to the,
But I mean, you're gonna have to take each group, like the fire group one, and you know, like your cigarette licenses. I mean, you're gonna have to take them in bunches, aren't you?
no,
No,
that, the resolution covers it all.
Oh, so you're just gonna,
Well, I mean, if you make changes in, you know, like in the fee schedule,
We would denote it.
then we'll just mark, you know, we'll mark it down.
okay, does anybody wanna make any fee changes in the fire inspections?
Joanne still is going to explain more of the changes.
Well, I mean, if you wanna make any changes to the fire, I think he's kind of
Oh,
addressing right now.
Well, here's what I come up to soften a little bit. I mean, just doing some figuring here. I mean, I think doubling it, you're gonna get a lot of flack, yeah, I know, we got expenses and so forth, but let's see on the, keep the first one there, you got 50,000 at $60. Soften the one up for 50,000 to 100,000 to 100 annually. And the, next one would be 150, and I'm pretty sure that's at 100,000 to 200,000, the 200,000 one would be 200 instead of 240.
You don't have the same numbers I do.
I think he's adjusting them as we speak.
I'm adjusting them.
He's adjusting them as we
No,
speak.
but mine aren't, so I got 50,000 square feet or less is $30 per inspection.
Going to 60.
Going to say,
Going to 60.
Yeah,
Yep,
60 a year, yeah.
yep.
that one we can keep that one like that. Okay, the second one, I'm suggesting to go to 100 instead of 120. Third is 150 instead of 180. And the fourth would be 200 instead of 240. It softens it a little bit. We're not nailing it all at once.
And I think as in past we've had discussions about fee increases. Maybe it's something we need to consider moving on more frequently and less percentage increases, but more frequently. Be reflective of the current expense.
Not do it all at once, but
Right now,
eventually.
we're going
yeah.
up 100%.
Exactly.
And that's very, it's tough to swallow.
Well, the percentage sounds big as an increase, but the dollar amount, to go down $40, I mean, this is the cost of doing business for commercial enterprises.
But is it, that was my question as far as,
I think it's fine the way it is.
I guess, just for reference, last year we double billed a lot of businesses and not very many of them even caught it.
oh, that's right, you had all that credit to the end.
Kelvin, when you do an inspection, is it just one person or two people that are going?
It depends. Bigger buildings, usually Trevor and I will go.
Okay, so when you consider, on a larger building, two people are coming, you know, for the visit, I don't think we should be adjusting those numbers down. Like Amy suggests, you know, there is a cost in doing business, and, Kelvin looked at these, and these are not at the high end. You said they're middle of the road. I say we take Kelvin's suggestions and stick with that.
But I think what Dave was saying is that I think we need to get there, but don't do it all at once, and I agree with him in there. You
Well-
know, I think we need to get there, but, you know, would you like your taxes doubled in 1 year? I think we would like to say, hey, over increments, yes.
A business owner runs on percents, not on dollars. It's all about percentages.
That's right.
Increases, and it's not about, I mean, ultimately it's about dollars, but it's about, they look at percentages on everything. That's my only thought.
Well,
Kevin, the storage units,
Yes.
it says per building, per inspection. What, when you look at a storage unit, do you look at how do you define the building, I guess?
So, they're exterior inspections except for a couple of them. Some do have interior climate controlled, storage. So you're looking at fire extinguishers and any exposed wiring on the exterior of the building.
When you define a building for me though, I guess, because some of them are 4-unit storage and some of them are 20
Yeah.
unit?
Yeah, so a building would be just.
A continual roof line or
Yeah,
something?
Yep, it could
Okay.
be 500 square feet or
5,000?
100.
Okay.
Shouldn't these be on like a minimum, and then you should be charging on a per hour basis? Because you are in buildings, some buildings longer than you are in others, depending upon, you know, what you need to check out. Equipment and everything else. That's the fair way, I think, to do it.
Well, and to your point, I think some of the facilities you would go into, well, you're in and out pretty quick because they don't do anything in there necessarily, and some are either they've got flammable fluids or, you know, where you're
Exactly.
gonna spend more time with them.
Exactly.
Is there any merit to doing something like getting a flat and then an hourly rate? Because you're taking a vehicle out, you're taking a truck out, right?
Yep.
Some are getting a pretty good deal at a flat rate, and some are not.
Yeah, I mean, even right now, you know.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just really by the address for the most part, you know.
Yeah.
You look at Ski Slide storage units and they got 15 buildings and they're getting
Right.
charged $30, so.
Right.
Or you look at the guy on North Road on the other side of 16 where he's got one building that's got 5 units, he's getting charged the same price.
Yeah. And that's what I mean about, it'd be a lot, it's gonna be fair, depending on how much time he has to get in there, and then that's gonna alleviate, you know, anybody else's, you know, hey, this is a lot of money, and the guy goes, I think it's a sweet deal, and the other guy says, I think it's a lot, you know, so.
Any,
Making a
any,
motion?
any municipalities that do it that way that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Is there a downside to doing,
Kind of,
the
A lot more
the
paperwork.
accounting aspect of it?
yeah,
Okay.
it all evens out over time.
What do you mean by all evens out?
You've got 400 inspections, they average out to the mean.
Big and little.
Some you
Some
lose,
people
some
pay
you make.
more, some people pay less, but
I mean, on the per hour basis,
it's
so
fair.
that's,
No, for the,
right.
Set fee.
I'm
it's
talking
just
about the
simple
per hour
that people
basis.
know what, they, you know, okay, all of a sudden I got a bill for $200,000 because I couldn't get, or $5,000 because I couldn't get, it took us 5 hours to get, you know, through here and everything. It all evens out.
I don't think anybody's gonna charge 5,000 for 5 hours.
No, no.
He just used that as.
It was an
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
that's all.
that's all.
Well, we can't get stuck in this, we gotta kinda keep moving.
Danny, did you make a motion to amend those fees?
Well, I had the first motion to amend these to what I had here. I'll make a motion that we should amend them to $60 that we had for the 50,000. And it would be 100 for the 50 to 100,000. And for the 100,000 to 200,000, it would be 150. And 200,000 plus would be 200, so.
No, we're not gonna vote on that piece. He doesn't need a second on that at this point. We would just.
It depends, you can make
Yes.
motions all the way through.
Well, we gotta kinda, otherwise you're not gonna know what
Right.
Okay,
you're voting on at the end.
okay. Well, you, a vote with amendments. Okay, got it.
Just to soften it,
Just,
Second.
okay, got it.
not saying it can't be
Okay.
increased next year where it should be.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
Was there a
So-
second? Did
Yes.
Dave second?
Yep.
Yeah.
Question I have, all the other fees then are staying as we see them printed on
We're just,
paper?
we're just doing the fire.
We're just dealing
inspections.
with the fire right now.
Okay, already,
Just the inspection area right now, too.
okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signal by aye. Aye. Opposed?
No,
You were the only one?
I'm the only one.
Okay.
That's legal.
I didn't say it wasn't, I just,
Now we're on to
moving on.
Are we out of out of the fire, or are we?
I think
I believe so.
we're looking at the equipment manpower
Out of the
fee.
fire.
Well, we're never out of
I-
it.
Well, I guess, all right, so the next changes we had were the rental fees. Being that the Park and Rec Committee, Commission did not go over this, we can nix that then.
You eliminate the increases?
Yeah, well, we can eliminate those for this time,
Yeah.
because they didn't go over that.
And I wanna step back just 1 second, Calvin, the equipment manpower fees, no changes there?
You have the effort. I don't have the sheet that you guys have, I'm so sorry.
There's no changes
Yeah,
proposed?
so that's all changes, that's something.
That's all new, those are all new
Yep.
fees.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
what kind of brought this up was when we went to Kleinman for the train derailment. CP Rail is reimbursing for that call because of the hazmat situation.
Mhm.
So they wanted to know the rate to have the apparatus there, what our personnel were paid to reimburse each department for that. So I just want something in writing, that has hourly rates for our apparatus, and then, staff will be reimbursed at their hourly rate with a minimum 2-hour pay scale. And
So-
that's more for hazmat situations, pipeline.
Do we need to define that within this fee, within this area? Because right now, it looks like, if a brush truck goes out, it's $250 plus man hours.
Well,
So if one of our residents has a fire and a brush truck goes out, he's gonna get billed.
yeah, that's not the case, no.
Pardon me?
That's not the case. This would be for like hazmat situations, chain.
Maybe
derailment,
insurance, if there's an insurance cross-billing or something.
Arson, like if we find it to be an arson fire and find out who set it, we can go back and get some.
Joanne, do we need to define those fees and
Ask
the
Stan.
application of them? Because we kinda have them just out there.
We set fees on a separate resolution, it's not defined in the ordinance. You leave it to the discretion of the department to utilize the fee structure that you have set in order to get the reimbursement that the town deserves. And we, in every one of my municipalities, we don't micromanage fees. We listen to our staff, and unless they're crazy, we approve them.
I just was looking at application and how it
Sure.
might affect our residents.
Well, you have to trust that your department
Yeah.
is going to apply these.
Legally, we cannot charge for fires.
Okay.
Right.
It would be hazmat situations.
Yep.
Or like arson or something like that,
Okay.
where we find the person.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Are we
Sorry,
moving- are we
we're
moving on?
good with fire now, yeah.
Okay,
Good.
so going back to the park rental fees, we're just going to leave those the same. Under the plan commission, right now, we just charge for conditional use application, rezoning, and variances. We've been having, plan of operations coming in, and, a lot of like CSM, land splits and stuff. I would like to see, just $100 charge for those, requests. I mean, that's kind of typical.
Yeah, well, staff time, it doesn't
Quite a
cover
lot.
professional fees, because we do that separate.
Correct.
This staff has to, make a lot of phone calls to follow up, make sure that everything's in before it goes to the planning commission, very normal.
And then we talked about the right-of-way permit, the sewer connection fees, the utility district 1, that's the connection fee that was based off of the study that was done, and you guys approved that last March. Utility district 2 is staying the same. Special assessment letter, we are charging $40 right now. I mean, we could leave it that, it doesn't, again, you're just, looking at it. I thought, well, maybe we're doing $50 because a lot of municipalities are charging, $50 for normal requests, and rushes, they're putting $100 on them now. We don't get a lot of rushes. It's usually just a normal request, so.
How many of those do you typically get in a year?
In a year,
Yeah.
oh, it's a lot,
Really?
yeah. Every time a house sells,
Oh,
we're doing it, and if the house doesn't sell, and then it comes back around and a second buyer or something comes through, you're getting another request on the same house. So, and then it's another, another $40, so. Again, that's, it was just a suggestion, if you go with it, you go with it, if you don't, you don't, we'll just keep it the same. And then the town hall rental, again, I was just increasing it by $10. Again, doesn't have to be, it was just a suggestion, so.
Well, like those increases, they're not doubled.
Yeah.
Is what,
sounds pretty reasonable.
yeah.
And that's UD two, is that across UD two, even outside of us? Is that the same connection fee? In other words, like LaBelle?
Yeah, that's,
I know we share, we're what, 55, 60%?
well, yeah,
whatever.
I mean, LaBelle, the village of LaBelle, Lac
Yeah.
LaBelle, they have their own fees and they do their own thing.
I'm just wondering how the comparison to the and I don't think we have any more connections going into two, do we?
I mean, there's some out there,
As there
it happens, but not as often.
Right.
There's not a lot of development going on over there,
Correct.
but, we're limited.
I'm just wondering how our UD two connection fee compares to the other municipalities that use UD two.
I really couldn't tell you because I don't know.
Okay,
I mean, with the whole, the town of Oconomowoc, incorporating with, the village of Lac LaBelle, I don't know if they are revisiting their fee schedule. I know the town with their utility or their sanitary districts, they had very, very high connection fees because it was based off of the city's requirements.
yeah.
But I don't know how the village of Lac LaBelle operated.
The city's connection fee is $4,736.
For what?
Their connection fee,
47?
$4,736. I can look up Lac LaBelle's for you.
So competition, there would be Village of Lac LaBelle.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Not the competition, but the people that are on UD two, in addition to us, is Village of Lac LaBelle.
Some of them.
And you,
Yeah.
yeah, that small portion over there, yeah.
I don't know what they don't have that readily available
Okay.
online.
Does it make sense to align with them?
Well, we're totally different. I mean, you have to base it on what your actual need is, and our utility is completely different from theirs.
Right.
So if staff looked at it and said, this is what's reasonable, what's needed, I wouldn't compare it to anybody else.
It's based off of we have Ellers look at it.
Yeah.
They do a study on it, and they come up with what we need to operate.
Yeah, everybody's different. You can't compare, everybody's, because they're not apples to apples.
Lac LaBelle's, it says, is about $7,000. That's for the hookup, the whole hookup. So, it doesn't matter.
Okay. What's up, Ben?
I believe that was looked at the same time with Ellers, that they did the rate study for UD two, or UD one. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it was, and it's based on our operating costs.
UD one was, yeah.
Yeah, the UD two wasn't at the same time?
I don't think so.
No, we do it every other year.
Yeah, I think it's probably due for being looked at again this year. So, or this coming year.
Okay.
But in reference, I think there's only one lot left.
Oh, really? Is that tight?
That they're being buildable.
Then never mind. I knew it was tight, I didn't know it was that tight.
Yeah.
I think also when we were looking at setting our fee for utility District 1, we were looking at new people coming in and trying to somewhat offset the burden of the new facility. So I think there was a little bit extra that was put in on the sewer connection fee for the new builds. if I remember correctly.
I think it's statutory, isn't it? That was all developed, that's all statutory, that how we can charge on UD one, based on the cost of the facility,
Yeah.
the connections, et cetera.
Yeah, but there was an additional fee that was, added in on that, if my memory's correct.
Oh.
That's what I recall. Do you recall anything like that, Brian? When that was going on?
No, we pretty much picked by Ellers, but
Okay.
it was recommended.
Ellers recommended.
Ellers
Yeah,
recommended that.
That's right,
That was not anything that we decided to add to.
right, it was their recommendation.
That was
This
their
is what it should be.
recommendation, yep.
All right, thank you for the clarification.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the 2026 fee schedule resolution 2025-9.
With changes.
Yeah, with the, right,
Approve changes.
the amendment.
And are we excluding the parks or,
Yeah, those are
Excluding the
crossed
parks.
off. Those
Yeah.
were
Okay.
taken off.
yeah. I just wanna make sure that was part of the motion.
It's
Yes,
with
it is.
changes.
With the
With change, yeah.
Changes.
Changes to the fire inspection. Okay, do you have that in your motion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I second it,
Shall I repeat it?
that's all right. We-
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on the fees, on the fee schedule? Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Fee schedule, motion carries. Consider possible action regarding Resolution 2025 approving the Lake Country Municipal Court budget for 2026.
I can take this, because I've listened to it in 4 different municipalities. Essentially, their court budget is their internal court budget. We pay 0. So, I don't recommend anything, because I don't get into policy, but it doesn't affect us one way or the other.
No. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to, accept resolution 2025-10 as is.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Consider possible action regarding resolution 2025-11, parking restrictions to include no overnight parking.
The only change is the highlighted area.
Under G.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's all new.
that's new. It was actually in the town's ordinances, in the 1981 ordinances, and it was removed in 21 and did not get put back into when we changed the resolution for parking restrictions. And there was some concern with citizens on parking on streets, so I felt that we could reinstate the overnight parking to help alleviate some of the problems, which we did have quite a few parking issues on the roads during these last few snow events with cars parked in the way. And then this way the sheriff would be able to do something about it.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2025-11, parking restrictions to include no overnight parking.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second
Look at that.
to,
You don't
for-
even have to look at people.
for the parking restrictions. Is there any other discussion?
A minor point on, J, sub-point 2, from Highway F, I think that should be to Cardiff. It just says O on my copy,
Okay.
just a minor typo.
Any other discussion?
It's to Ben, I guess. So we're reintroducing G into this resolution.
Yep. The rest is already,
Yep,
this resolution has been before.
Yes.
Just adding that in.
yep.
Talking about G.
Yeah, G, I mean, it's very,
So it's.
I see a lot of problems with G. I mean, I just see that there's already parking in the streets.
Yeah, and, well, yep, and we can have the ordinance and hopefully we can get the sheriff to enforce it. But it's just to state that there's no overnight parking between the hours of 2 and 6. And so therefore, if a car's parked, a lot of times we have trouble with cars that they don't move and
Yeah.
plowed around them.
Right.
Well, it's very obvious to state to the sheriff's department that this car has been parked here overnight.
But we're not specifying that within this from, December 1st through April 1st or March 31st.
Yeah, in which we had quite a few residents complain of parking in the streets in the subdivisions where the roads are too narrow.
And I know we had a gentleman here 2 times ago.
Yeah.
I get it. My concern is, in those subdivisions, I would almost expect that to be more of an HOA thing.
No, can't be. It's our roads.
So
The towns adopt the roads.
We have restrictions on what they can park, what types of vehicles,
On private property.
and in the road.
You got these
No.
on the left side, right? There's parking, it's on one side.
No,
No.
no overnight parking.
Not under
No.
G.
There
No,
are
period.
certain the parking restrictions are listed in
Right.
the ordinance as to
Yeah.
where they are, and they're posted. But this would be that there would be no overnight parking.
No, on any streets,
On any-
either side, at all.
It makes more sense if you're plowing and you got them all on one side, it's gonna be easier for you to clean it up, you know what I mean?
Well, that.
If there is any parking, if
They
there's
do
any
have
parking.
alternate
No
parking, there's ordinances like that, but,
But we also have an issue with a lot of streets that are too narrow to have parking on one side even. Which they're posted no parking at all, but
yeah.
nobody follows those either, so.
Right. A lot of them say you gotta park on the left side for plowing purposes.
But right now, we have no, it's been referenced in a lot of our, when all the tax bills, there was no overnight parking. It was removed from our ordinance
Mhm.
and didn't get put back in. So this is bringing it so the sheriff can enforce that rule.
So it's still not in the ordinance then, though, but it's in this resolution.
Well, we don't do parking restrictions by ordinance anymore, it's by
Okay.
resolutions. And when they repealed the ordinances for parking, it was to be done by resolution. That portion was removed and it wasn't put into the.
When the resolution was passed, it wasn't included in there, okay.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Consider possible action regarding approving the 9/11 Joint Powers Agreement with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
So this is we do this every year. It's just an agreement that, all the municipalities, they adopt, it's the 9/11 joint powers. It's so that we have 911 service and then the county dispatches.
And there's really no discussion, this is it,
Well, if you want 9/11,
yeah. So it's, go to the vote.
I'll make a motion to approve the 9/11 Joint Powers Agreement with Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
Second,
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider possible action regarding approving James Fleming as a new paid-on-call firefighter.
So,
He met all the background checks
Yes.
and everything?
yeah, background checks are satisfactory.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion then that we approve James Fleming as a new paid-on-call firefighter.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider possible action on approving election workers for the 26-27 election cycle list attached.
So this is something that we have to do every 2 years. It's done by December of odd numbered years. So 2025 is our odd number year. The Democratic Party sent a name over to us that we have to include, and the Republican Party sent over a list as well with 3 individuals. And then the rest of them are all unaffiliated town residents that had always been working the elections and wanted to continue.
Is this all we need then?
You never have enough, because, I mean, people get sick, people
Yeah.
take vacation, you know, they go away for winter, whatever. So the better it is, the better, so that you have resources to, you know.
And we don't have to denote the level of, election worker.
What?
Aren't there, not seniors, what are they referred to as?
They're election workers.
Right.
So they're, you know, some of them are, you know, we have some younger ones, but we have mostly.
Not senior in age,
Oh.
senior in status,
You
as
like
far as.
supervisor.
We have chief election inspectors.
Thank
Yeah,
you, that's the word I was
Okay.
looking for.
Yes, we have 2 of them. Joni
You better
Ruffnell.
be careful.
Joni Ruffnell and Heather Harris are two of they're the only 2 that we have
Okay,
for chief election inspectors.
chief election.
Yes, and they have the training, they have to have 6 hours every 2 years.
Do we have to denote them that they're the chief, do we have to acknowledge that piece of it?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I mean, because any one of these could decide that they want to be a chief election inspector and get the training and
Yep.
it's good to go, so.
yeah. Do we cover that cost? Is there a cost?
A lot of times, I mean, the training is typically free.
Okay,
You know, it's done through webinars with the Wisconsin Elections Commission.
okay.
The county puts on training. I do training before elections, so a lot of times it's their time. We'll pay them for their time.
Does the chief election officer rate is higher than the election, correct?
Yes, I can't recall what it is, but it's like I think it's $1 or
Yeah.
something more.
Yep. Okay,
Well, I'll make a motion to appoint the election workers for the 2026-2027 election cycle
second?
as listed.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider impossible action regarding resolution 2025-12, budget amendment for 2025 road projects in the amount of $39,265.
So, yeah, your resolution's in your packet.
Yeah.
That was what we had until Ben had a meeting today, so
Oh,
Ben will explain the difference.
Yeah, the road projects that we have to come in under, from what I had thought,
wow.
after talking with the engineers today, so that'll be the number needed to equalize the budget.
146 is the number, or is it
no.
146
No.
minus 39?
39,265.
Oh, okay,
That is the number.
that is the number.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-12, amending the 2025 town budget.
Second it?
I have a motion and a second to amend the budget in the amount of $39,265. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All's in favor, signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, discussion and possible action regarding the plan of operation for Anderson Auto and Truck. Property is a DMA property management located at W1204 Marietta Avenue.
Devin is here to speak to it if anybody needs to. This is basically an operating plan that the planning commission unanimously approved. The current operation is located out at the Old County building. He'll be moving it over here to, I don't know what the address is, right over here in the corner of F and Marietta though.
Oh, so you're going over here across the
Correct.
corner here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So it's same thing, just moving locations?
Correct. As you can see, the.
We have,
Oh, Devin's here. So if anybody.
Step it up if you had any questions.
Yeah. Again, the planning commission approved it unanimously. The one concerned voice was just storage of vehicles, and he addressed that in his plan of operation, and we thought, so.
Why don't you explain to us what we're gonna do so we don't have to read it?
So we currently operate on the Highway 16 Marietta intersection, southwest corner. We are purchasing that location as well. So this may or may not be a relocation, it may be just an expansion. We haven't decided what we're gonna do yet, but we would like to move our general maintenance facility to the 1204 location. And the property came up for sale. It was an opportunity for expansion in the community, and we've enjoyed our presence in the community, and we've had good support from the community, so we're looking forward to growing with the community. And that's our goal. Like you said, there was some questions about vehicle storage. For 2 years, I've been driving past the facility, and I've seen how it was operated in the past. Our operations are much cleaner, and we take extreme pride in our appearance to the public too. We understand that this is downtown Exonia. We want to keep it looking nice, and we will do our part to do that, so.
So if you need something, overkill, you're probably gonna end up putting it down over there.
Pardon?
Since you have more room down by the old highway shop, if you have something you need to.
Yeah, that was one thing that we discussed with the plan commission. If we do exceed the amount of vehicles that we can store there, we will have overflow parking down at the west end of Marietta Avenue, so that it's not congesting downtown, creating an eyesore.
So it gives you the option to put someplace in case you get really busy here, you can
Yep.
come down there.
Then are we here to approve this?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I
The
make a
rec-
motion to approve the additional use. Is that a good way of putting it?
Plan of operation.
Plan of operation.
plan of operation.
Plan of operation at W1204 Marinette Avenue, in addition to the other location.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the plan of operation. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You're set. Congratulations.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Devin.
Discussion and possible action regarding transfer site profits being designated at the end of the year to their new equipment fund. Basically, what it amounts to is every year, the transfer site operates pretty much no expense to the residents. And certain years, they have some profits, and they also have a new equipment fund that purchases their equipment and everything else, and they are trying to update their facilities for bathroom. That would be a big help. So they are asking that we take this year's profits and they would go back in their new equipment fund so that they can keep saving for bathroom facilities with a toilet that would flush.
What do they have there now?
A Metro.
Metro.
What? Oh, like a porta potty? Oh.
There's no running water.
What
Oh.
is
You'll be
the,
installing all
Thanks,
this.
sir.
I think
what is
you
the
should-
amount that's being retained?
Yeah, what's the amount that's gonna roll over into this fund?
Currently, the budget is $75,552. The site has not used a dime of it. We are currently sitting on $75,406.91 of revenues at the site. We still have 4 weeks to go. Currently, there's $19,800.10 in our profit line. Now, we have to pay Liberty Tires coming in, URT's coming in, we have a couple other expenses, so not exactly sure where we're gonna end up right now, but, with what the revenues that we had in the past week, we're standing at $76,531.91. We've already exceeded our budget. And we have not used any of the budget that was given to us in the 2025 budget cycle. So basically, at the end of this year, you're gonna take that $75,552 and put that in your unrestricted fund balance.
That will go back, he's only asking for the profit over and above.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go in one of the facilities, the lavatory then, or where is it gonna go?
We have a portion of the building that we could convert over into a bathroom. Currently, the wellhead sits on our side of Highway P. And that feeds the old wastewater treatment plant. So, we don't have the money enough yet, but we would like to be able to build up enough funding where we could directional bore a water line into us, where it kind of becomes sticky, and that was something we'd have to discuss at that point when we have the engineers come and actually do the work or do the study, is whether or not we would go with a connection to the wastewater treatment plant, or if we would go to a holding tank. But I think that's, a point of discussion that we could go down a couple years from here, because we're not close enough with the amount of money that we are possibly gonna need to be able to do this. Now, the other thing is that the new equipment fund is the only vehicle that we have to put monies aside in our budget, so that's where it would go.
So you're gonna have to have a heated building and stuff, if you're gonna have running water, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
We have that capability we already have.
okay.
So it's gonna take a little bit for us to do this. I mean, it's not gonna happen tomorrow, it's probably gonna happen for a couple of years, but at least we're trying to take the burden off the taxpayers and do it basically on our own dime. And since the site is for the town of Ixonia and the town of Concord, the funds need to stay within the site. When you think about it legally.
So the users are the one contributing it.
Correct. Correct, not the taxpayers.
And I guess the only concern, and not even a concern, but the only caution I have is that we've got potentially the site to the west of you being developed and maybe somehow reconfigured with you guys, that we're mindful of that.
Oh, yeah, we have to be mindful of it, there's no doubt about it, but I'm just saying as of right now, I mean, the site's been there. Vic, how long has that site been there?
Oh, a long time.
Yeah.
80s?
Yeah.
Forever.
I'd say 80,
Yeah.
85.
Forever. So,
They're just asking to keep their profits.
Yep. No,
That's
for now,
basically
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And then, if something doesn't happen on the other side for a long time, you're gonna sit, so you might as well get
Right.
it taken care of.
we just wanna stay off everybody's tax rolls.
I make a motion that, we give them the profits to put in their new equipment fund.
I second it.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, signal by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Discussion and possible action regarding Christmas tree lighting event. Rick?
Being on the Park and Rec in the past year, was it, Peter? We did have a tree lighting, and it was mostly sponsored by We Energy. I think they contributed about $500, was it? And there's a couple people that kind of spearheaded this thing, and they kind of moved backwards on the whole thing. I brought it up to Peter and asked him, what are we doing? And his response was, well, we just don't have people in place to go ahead and go forward with the work involved of doing the tree. Is that correct, Peter? So we, on the park, we just kind of let it go, so to speak, and didn't pursue it. I called Peter and I was just asking him, you know, what goes on, so I kind of brought it up again. I guess if we were to go forward, could we get more money from We Energy again, say $500? And then the real question is, Andrew and Ben, would you have time to work on that on a short notice, to put lights and decorate? It's just kind of like a question. You don't need to answer, but
Not this year.
It's a consideration.
It would be for next year.
Okay, yeah.
But we did have, yes, We Energies, to clarify, did offer to sponsor the tree lighting.
Okay.
I mean, that was.
Forever, or?
No, they said, you know, that this year that they would have sponsored it.
Okay.
Well, isn't one of the problems that the lights got broken in the hailstorm? And I talked about this last time.
Yeah, there's multiple issues there.
It was
The
like
biggest one is-
$800 worth of lights, or I
Rick,
thought you
this was
said.
never a park and rec event. This was an event put on by the full-time staff.
Okay.
We started this as a way to give back to the community. So we did it on our own time. And this year, with everything going on, you got $800 in lights damaged. It's $350 for me to rent the lift.
Okay.
You're almost $1,200 there alone, let alone, I don't have the time. I have a business to run outside of this town. You know, outside of my normal daily routine, I don't think you understand just exactly how much time and effort went into making that happen. I mean, yes, we got donations, which was very nice, but there is way more work involved into putting this show on than I think you understand, let alone trying to bring it inside of here to make this better. I mean, if Park and Rec wants to take it on, by all means.
Well, I think you've clarified there is a substantial amount of work involved, and I was made aware of that. Thanks for clarifying it, and that's the crux of the issue. Who is going to do the work? You know what I mean? And Peter was thinking, well, not I, you know what I mean? And rightly so. You know, it requires certain expertise with that lift and other things, as well as expense. You know, if it's gonna cost us $1,000 and we get 500, I would say possibly, you know, not support the idea for this year, and maybe next year we could plan a little better, and maybe somebody has a lift that they could offer for us to use for a short period of time. Maybe not, you know. All of it is a discussion. It wasn't any more, or trying to push it for this year.
If we wanna look at it with Park and Rec, and the Park and Rec wants to help fund it and we do it, it can be certainly be done, but it wasn't done during the town's time doing it, so if that's something we wanna look at next year, we can certainly
so
look at doing that.
look at donations. I mean, $500, somebody's gonna actually donate. We have to sit and wait for We Energies to donate it. There's all kinds of people in this town that would be more than happy to.
We can,
Everybody gave $1, it would be more than enough to do it.
Well, so it's something to work on for
For
next year.
next year, correct.
Okay, so we'll just leave that as is. Staff updates, Joanne?
The only thing the tax bills are being, they're done, they're here. We spent the Friday and all day today stuffing envelopes, so tomorrow they should be going out in the mail. And then the other thing is Jennifer resigned from her position, effective December 17th.
And what do you envision as the hiring process then for her replacement? Have you thought about it?
I really haven't had a lot of time to think about it. I guess I would just probably advertise for it, and, you know, probably in the local paper, and some of the free, you know, like the Clerks Network, and see, you know, try to get somebody who has, you know, some clerking experience, a deputy, you know, type, or administrative assistant, you know, in the municipal government setting. which would be helpful.
Yeah.
So, the part-time's gonna help you in the meantime?
Well, I mean, she works till 1 o'clock, and then if it's a busy day or something, she might stay a little bit longer, but it's gonna be on a day-to-day basis.
And we previously gave Joanne the authority to hire her deputy,
Right.
so we'll just leave it all up to her.
Right, I'll, go through the process of, putting up the ad, and then, I guess, figure out, interviewing, how that will work. And then we'll just, I guess, I'll keep you guys up to date with what's going on.
What you got, December 17th, you said?
That was that's her last day,
Okay.
When were you informed, Joanne?
this past Wednesday.
Okay, so in the last couple days?
Yep, last
Okay.
week Wednesday.
Okay.
So just, I would offer any of us, if you need assistance with interviews or if you need assistance with anything, just reach out.
Okay, thank you.
Because we're heading into holidays, we got year end.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that, that'll happen before the year
I
end,
understood.
so.
And then I just, one other question, the audited, 2024 audited, do you know what the status is?
They were supposed to send me over, I know we had gotten the draft.
Mhm.
They were supposed to, I signed off on it, they were supposed to bind it and get me the copies.
Final?
They haven't showed up here yet, and I believe, the last email I had with him, which I think was last week, we talked about him being here for the January meeting.
So tentatively it's set for January disclosure?
Yep, for
Review,
them, yeah,
okay.
for them to come in and give their audit report.
Okay. And we're okay with, from a statutory point that we're,
Well, I mean, they had to have their stuff, we had to have our stuff to, the Department of Revenue
Yeah.
by the end of December.
okay,
So that's already been submitted,
okay.
as for what I've been told, so we're,
And we count on them to do that, to file that with them?
Yep.
Okay,
and then, like I said, I think March, they're planning to come out, to start on 2025 audit. So a little sooner than,
March. Wow,
getting a head start on that one.
good.
Highway Superintendent Ben?
The auction for the town items that was on Wisconsin surplus has concluded, and it's all been picked up and paid for. I'm still waiting on a check to come from Wisconsin surplus. The total was $7,637, and $6,325 of that was for the transfer site's enclosed trailer. That'll be going to them. The crews completed the new roofs on the dugouts in the parks, and roadside mowing was completed in time, just in time to start plowing, which has been what we've been busy with the last week and a half.
Intern fire and EMS, Calvin?
Yeah, so for the month of November, we ran 25 calls. Pretty steady, 47% was during the daytime hours.
Didn't see any.
It keeps up, it'll be our busiest year ever, so I think as of today, we're like 6 calls away from being the busiest year ever, so.
Okay, is that it?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay,
Do you, by chance, want to take upcoming meetings in advance of your closed session in the event you do not come back out of closed session to take any
Sure.
action? So people don't have to wait around to know when they're gonna meet.
So,
It's on the agenda.
okay, upcoming meetings, Joanne?
Plan Commission, is meeting on December 22nd at 7 PM. Exonia Fire Department Officers Meeting is January 7th at 6:30. Park and Rec Meeting, January 5th, 2026 at 5 PM. And then the Town Board Meeting will be January 12th at 7 PM.
Okay. You are hereby notified that the Board of Supervisors of the Town of Exonia follow all regular business will convene into closed session. The purpose of the meeting and the fact that the board intends to convene into the closed session for the below designated purposes upon motion duly made and seconded and acted upon by the majority of the members present as required under section 19.85(1)A stats. The closed session will take place, which may be attended by the town board and staff. The purpose of the meeting is to consider employment promotions, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any employee over which the governing body has jurisdiction or expresses responsibility under the section 19.85-1-C stats, specifically wastewater operation, clerk treasurer, fire and EMS chief.
Motion to go into closed session.
Motion, so moved.
Second. You need a roll call vote.
Second it.
I'm sorry, let me start over. Brian Durkee,
Yes.
Dave Kessler,
Yes.
Amy Bernard,
Yes.
Dan Rupnall,
Yes.
Rick Ziegler.
Yes.
You're in closed session.
If it's okay, I'd like to ask Bruce Degner to come into our closed session.
If the board feels that Bruce is necessary and helpful to the board, then he may be invited in.
He's a member of the fire chief search committee.
Okay? It's up to you all. If you say yes, he can come.
So we're gonna do the fire chief thing first then?
Well,
Well, then Bruce could,
yeah.
I mean, Bruce doesn't have to be in for everything.
Right.
He wants to.
And
Exactly.
ordinarily, I do not attend closed sessions when it involves employment issues. If the board wants me to be there, I'll be there, but I do not get involved in,
No, I know you don't.
okay?
Well, I'd like to have you there.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, there's 2 votes yes. What are the other votes?
Yes?
Okay, thanks a lot.